Justin Trudeau just will not stop making India angry. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Somebody who's not is definitely Justin Trudeau, as they say that the old saying is, if you want to get out of the hole, stop digging with the shovel. Now, Justin Trudeau, of course, is digging from Canada all the way to China, as he has no intentions of stopping when it comes to his accusations against the country of India. Now, if you're not familiar with what happened with India, well, he's accused people, I guess, government, high up government, we'll just say. I'm trying, sorry, forgive my terms of this because, again, YouTube censors algorithms. I want to make sure everything is on the up and up. But he's made accusations towards Indian government of offing a Terry by the name of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. If you need more information, maybe go look into that. I'm sorry, YouTube is clamping down on these things these days, ladies and gentlemen, and I have to be careful about how I say these things. But anyway, NDTV World um, making its latest strike at Justin Trudeau, and I wanted to cover this because, well, it just shows how far he's digging and how much he just will not let up off of this. We've seen this when it comes to Justin Trudeau talking about people who don't undertake certain procedures, that he constantly has this image of being um, dirty and unwarranted people. Anytime he makes a remark about misogynists, sexists, well, he'll make a mark about India, and it seems like he'll keep his views there, and he won't step back or say he made an error in any of those cases. But this article coming out of New Delhi, that in his fresh remarks of the diplomatic face-off with India, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has said that the world will become, quote, more dangerous for everyone if bigger countries can violate international law without consequences. So again, really hardcore pointing of the finger there when it comes to India. I know he doesn't mention India here, but we all know what he's talking about. Ties between New Delhi and Ottawa have been strained ever since Trudeau accused Indian agents of their involvement in the alt-F4ing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, who was found outside of a Gurdwara in Canada's British Columbia in June. He was chief of the band Tiger Force and one of India's most wanted Terrys. India has learned the allegations, or India has termed, that the allegations are absurd and motivated. Canadian Prime Minister was addressing the media at the launch of a countrywide smart energy grid, responding to a question on whether the U.S. should take up the matter with India on Canada's behalf. Obviously, because, well, he lacks the the ability to do so. He said, from the very beginning, when we learned of credible allegations that agents of the Indian government are involved in this act of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil, we reached out to India to ask them to work with us in getting to the bottom of this matter. We also reached out to our friends and allies like the United States and others to work on these really serious violation and international laws of sovereignty of a democracy. This is something we are taking very seriously, and we will continue to work with all partners as law enforcement and investigative agencies continue to do their work. Canada, oh, here it is. Here it is. Maybe I should say this in my drama teacher voice. Canada is a country that will always stand up for the rule of law, because if might starts to make right, if bigger countries can violate international law without consequences, then the whole world gets more dangerous for everyone. I don't know if my Trudeau impression is off, but he added, if Canadian MPs Chandra Arya's invitation to India envoy Sanjay Kumar Verma for an event was appropriate amid the diplomatic face-off, Trudeau said Canada wants to, quote, work constructively with India on this very serious matter. So again, they're not willing to step back and say, hey, can we verify this? Can we make sure that we have all our facts straight or our ducks in a row? Maybe talk to them about what evidence they have. No, we're just going to keep accusing you. We've reached out to the Indian government and to our partners around the world to get to the bottom of this, to take it seriously. That's why we were so disappointed when India violated the Vienna Convention and arbitrarily revoked the diplomatic immunity of over 40 Canadian diplomats in India. He said, well, they did that because of what you've done, Justin Trudeau. That has nothing to do with them just randomly deciding to ruin the lives of 40 Canadian diplomats. We have serious reasons to believe that agents of the government of India could have been involved in the events of removing this Canadian citizen on Canadian soil. And India's response is to kick out a whole bunch of Canadian diplomats by violating their rights under the Vienna Convention. That is of concern to countries around the world because if a given country, oh, this is a concern to countries around the world because if a given country, the Canadian Prime Minister added. So, so I apologize. I get a little dyslexic when I'm reading, and I apologize for that, folks. But here's the problem. He says here that they could have been involved, but he doesn't want to share any of the information he has. This is much like akin to lockdowns when he says, well, we trust the science. Well, where are you getting your information from? None of your business. Trusted officials. Who? Experts. Who are the experts? I'm not going to share that. This is the same thing. He's saying, well, we have information. Okay, where did you get it from? I'm not going to tell you that. That's Trudeau's, the Ministry of External Affairs has yet to respond to Trudeau's latest remarks. As he quoted, "This is not the fight we want to be having right now, but we will always unequivocally stand up for the rule of law," he said. In a firm response, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar has said that they have told Ottawa that, quote, "This is not the government of India's policy. We told them that, look, if you want something specific, if you have something relevant, let us know. We're open to looking at it," he said. So again, the problem here is information isn't being shared. In the last few years, Canada actually has seen a lot of organized crime relating to the secessionist forces, organized crime, violence, extremism. They are all very, very deeply mixed up, he added. He also raised concern over Indian diplomats and consulates facing threats in Canada. We have a situation where our diplomats are threatened, our consulates have been attacked, and often comments are made about there's interference in our politics, and a lot of them is often justified as saying, well, that's how democracies work, he said. So, again, this isn't about what did or didn't happen. This is about miscommunication. This is about the inability to be a leader of a country and say to another country, here's what we have, here's what we're working with, how do we find a solution? Justin Trudeau has been prevalent in waving his finger at people, calling them out, telling them how they're wrong rather than discussing any kind of solution to any problem. He goes back to hiding under his desk. And like I said, he refuses to put down the shovel. He's going to continue digging his hole. And mark my words, at some point, this is going to blow up. And what the Prime Minister fails to realize is that this doesn't just affect him or his party on Parliament Hill. This affects citizens in Canada. This affects people's ways of life. It causes tension in every city or town where people are experiencing their views on this subject, or if it's from a country they've moved here from. It causes a lot of tension and a lot of frustration and can sometimes lead to protests and violence. And again, if you keep digging that hole, it's only going to get worse. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you think that tensions are going to rise with India, or if this is going to get nipped in the bud pretty quickly. I, for one, think it's going to get worse before it gets better, but hey, that's just my speculation. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure as you're clicking that subscribe bar, you head over and hit the bell for notifications and turn on to be notified when we go live, as well as when we drop videos. And of course, we go live here on the channel every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, where we do the weekly wrap and go over everything that's happened in the last week, everything coming up ahead in the week ahead, and a little bit of Q&A with the community and getting to chat with people outside of making these videos. I always look forward to seeing some new folks in there, as well as everybody who comes in on a regular basis, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there this Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one.